Hi guys, YSO256, back with another video. And today we're returning back to the timeline of our good boy Raditz. Where we last left off, Raditz managed to defeat the revived Frieza with the help of his brother Goku. The evil tyrant had come to Earth in vengeance of the monkeys killing him on Namek all those years ago. The three Saiyans then returned to Beerus' world for more training under Whis, and eventually mastered the powers of Super Saiyan Blue. And this is where we continue our story today. We begin things back on Beerus' world. Our three pure-blooded Saiyans had just finished an intense training session, and were about to cool down from the training, when all of a sudden, a massive shockwave erupts Beerus' planet. Once things had seemed to calm down, the three Saiyans and Whis notice two beings land on the planet who resemble that of both Beerus and Whis. The angel seems to recognize them, and then calls out, "Ah, well, this isn't Bodos, my sister, and Lord Chomper. What brings you to Lord Beerus' world today, I wonder?" Chomper then says that he has come to speak about something with his brother, and before Whis can ask for the specifics of this, he can sense that his master has woken up and is not happy to see his brother on the planet. No, not at all. Beerus then stares from a distance at his brother and scowls while speaking to him. "What brings you to my planet, brother? What do you think to do in my universe?" Chopin then states that he has come to offer Beerus the finest food he has to offer from the 6th universe, and they all enjoy a meal of boiled eggs, the three Saiyans devouring the food in an instant, and then state that they would like to fight Chomper themselves, to see where he compares to Beerus in power. Chomper shakes his head and says that if these Saiyans were to fight him now, they wouldn't stand a chance. He obviously doesn't know their true capabilities at this moment. But he does offer an alternative, and states that maybe they could fight some of his fighters from his universe. And the Tornado Destroyers is then created, just like the original. Goku, Vegeta, and Raditz then go and find their remaining two contenders for the tournament. And instantly, they ask Piccolo and Gohan to join their team. The Namekian is easy to ask to join, and he joins up instantly. Gohan, on the other hand, takes a bit of persuading, but eventually his father and uncle are able to convince him to join. Training then commences for 5 days until the tournament. Now, as for the actual tournament itself, not much actually changes considering how this saga is basically just a load of fights, but we'll go through it in quick detail for you. So, things happen just like the original to begin with Goku fighting Potano. And this fight happens the same as the original. He then goes on to fight Frost, and the Saiyan loses the fight, collapsing to the ground from the effects of Frost's needles of poison. Gohan is next up to fight, and knocks out Frost with one punch. Once the Frostian is out of the ring, Gohan gets the referee to check his arms, and the needles discovered. Frost is then disqualified, and Goku is reinstated into the tournament. Gohan then goes on to fight Nageta, and just like Vegeta from the original timeline, he's able to figure out that the weakness of the Nettle Man is to shout insults at it. However, it had been quite a long time into the fight that he figured it out, and due to the effects of the dome being placed above the arena, the Saiyan collapses to the ground out of exhaustion. The referee then states that this fight has ended in a tie. Once Gohan comes back to his senses, he's congratulated by his father, and says that he had done a good fight. Vegeta then instantly steps into the ring, and his fight with Cover happens the same as the original timeline. He then goes on to fight Hit, and sadly loses to him just like the original, seeing he has no idea how to combat Hit's time skip abilities. Raditz is next to go in, and sadly he does lose as well. Even though he is slightly stronger than Vegeta, even his Master Blue powers stand no chance against the Assassin's powers of Time Skip. Goku is last to go into the ring against Hit, and their fight happens the same, with Goku going up to Kaioken times 10, and then asking Beerus and Chomper if they can remove the rules of the tournament. The two gods of destruction bicker for a while, and the tournament ends with Hit stepping out of the ring out of contempt. Because, remember, there's no Nanaka in this timeline, so Goku is made the winner, and Chomper is not happy at this, that his best fighter gave up the fight with ease. He's about to destroy all 5 of his fighters out of anger, when all of a sudden, he and his brother Beerus are carrying out of fear. They're trembling on their knees, for you see their boss, Zeno, had just arrived, and said that he was not happy with them at all. He said that if they did not step up their game and get to work on their universes, then they would be destroyed. He also says that he enjoyed the fighting, and maybe he would make a tournament with all the 12 universes in the near future. Goku gets excited at hearing this, and asks Zeno if he promises to hold the tournament. Zeno says he will, and then leaves with his guards. Beerus then asks Whis to summon the Shenron of ultimate power from the Super Dragon Balls, and Super Shenron is then summoned. Beerus then wishes for Universe 6's Earth to be restored, just like the original, and the Z Fighters then return to a time of peace for a few months. Months pass, and eventually, the 3 Saiyans return to training on Beerus' world. Meanwhile, back on Earth, Bulma can see from one of the windows of Capsule Corp that a ship with the word Hope on it has landed on the grounds. She then contacts Vegeta, Goku, and Raditz, and they arrive back on Earth, thanks to Goku's instantaneous movement. He then goes and gets a sensu beam from Korin's tower, and gives it to the Time Traveler. He is about to attack Goku, but is told by both his parents, Vegeta and Launch, that this is Goku, and the being named Trunks then apologizes, stating that he had come from a timeline that was being destroyed by a being who looked very similar to Goku. Raditz is confused and asks why the being known as Bola, his daughter, had not come back with Trunks, and the Time Traveler then tears up and states that she'd have been killed by the being named as Black. Raditz is outraged and screams to the heavens, "I shall make him pay for killing my daughter!" Everyone thinks about what they should do next, but before they can decide, a portal conjures up in the sky, and out comes a being looking similar to Goku, but is wearing black and grey robes. Raditz then instantly powers up to Master Blue and attacks this being. "I shall make you pay for killing my daughter, you Kakarot-looking scum!" he screams whilst punching him in the guts. And Black is confused at this power. He was not prepared for any of this, and is beaten to an inch of his life. Before he can be defeated by a fully powered Double Sunday, however, he is pulled back into the future. And sadly, because the time machine was behind him, it is destroyed by Raditz's blast. Trunks then falls to the ground and is tearing up. He does not know what he will do now that the time machine has been destroyed. How can he get back to the future? And that is where we end things for right now. So what do you guys think? Will our heroes be able to get back to the future to finish Black off once and for all? Tune in next time to find out. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Until next time, goodbye.